Most men confuse attention with affection, but a woman can flirt, smile, and text "I miss you" without feeling a thing. If you want to know if she truly loves you, look deeper, because real love doesn't speak loudly. It shows up quietly, consistently, when no one's watching. And once you see these 6 signs, you'll never mistake convenience for commitment again. Part 1. The quiet caregiver when her love shows in the smallest acts. It doesn't start with grand gestures. It starts with her noticing. Noticing that you're quiet tonight, that your eyes are heavier than usual, that you skipped dinner not because you weren't hungry, but because your thoughts were louder than your appetite. A woman in love doesn't wait to be asked. She moves in silence. Coffee appears beside your laptop. A text shows up. "How'd the meeting go?" She brings a hoodie when you didn't even say you were cold. She becomes a quiet architect of your well-being. Not because you demanded it, not because she's trying to prove something, but because love, real love, has an instinct for nurture. When you win, she feels it in her chest. When you're in pain, she senses it before you speak. And here's the truth no one says out loud. She doesn't do this for every man. She won't rearrange her routine or break her emotional rhythm for someone she's unsure about. She does it when she's all in, when her guard is down and her heart has chosen without asking for permission. You can't fake this kind of care. It's not performative. It's not transactional. It's a quiet presence that says, "I see you even when you forget to see yourself." So, next time you're wondering if she truly loves you, don't look at what she says in public. Watch what she does when no one's watching. That's where real affection lives. Not in declarations, but in devotion. Part 2. When her loyalty speaks in silence, the words she says when you're not there. You'll never hear it directly from her lips. But the real proof that a woman loves you isn't always found in the moments you spend together. It's in the words she says when you're nowhere around to hear them. Does she defend your name when her friends roll their eyes? Does she stop the quiet gossip before it turns sharp? Does she ever say, "He's not perfect, but he's mine," not to please you, but to protect the bond? Because here's what most men don't realize. Women will smile around you, laugh at your jokes, even hold your hand, but still remain emotionally distant. Politeness is easy. Performance is easier. But defending you when it costs her social comfort? That's rare. Real love doesn't always look loud. Sometimes, it whispers in rooms you'll never enter. A woman who loves you won't let others diminish you. She'll speak up. Not because you asked her to, but because your name carries weight in her world. You're not just her boyfriend, you're part of her identity. That's why her silence, when it matters most, is actually a red flag. If she doesn't stop the mockery, if she lets others question your worth without flinching, then her affection may not run as deep as it seems. So if you're wondering how much space you really take up in her heart, ask yourself this. What does she say when you're not in the room? Because if you're not safe in her absence, you're not valued in her presence. Part 3. Before the title comes, the choice has already been made. Most men believe commitment starts with a conversation, a title, a status update, maybe a ring. But women who truly love you, they choose you long before any of that. You'll feel it in subtle shifts. She pulls back from men who once hovered on the edge of her life, the ones who lingered in her inbox, who dropped emojis under every photo, who always just checked in. Without drama, she fades from those conversations. Not because you demanded it, but because in her heart, she's already claimed you. She won't post for attention anymore. She's no longer performing for the world. You'll notice less of the thirst traps, the late-night stories, the curated chaos. Instead, her presence softens. Her digital noise quiets. Her energy becomes directed, not to impress but to connect. And here's the key. She doesn't lose herself. She doesn't suddenly vanish into your world. She just starts rearranging hers in ways that make space for you. Not in a desperate way, but in a devoted one. You won't need to ask her to stop texting other guys. You won't have to wonder if she's still swiping on dating apps. Her alignment becomes instinct. She's not looking for better options. She's building with what she's already chosen. That's what love looks like before the label. Not a contract, a quiet commitment, a private reorganization of loyalty. And if you're still chasing a title while ignoring her behavior, you might already be missing the truth. The right woman doesn't wait to be told she's yours. She acts like it long before you ever say the words. Part 4. 2 worlds, 1 rhythm when she joins without losing herself. She doesn't try to take over your life. She doesn't demand your time, interrupt your rhythm, or reshape your priorities. Instead, she learns how to move with you. This is how you know her love is real, not in declarations, but in subtle alignments. She doesn't abandon her world, her passions, her identity, but she integrates, not to impress you, not to manipulate, but because she wants to understand the man she's falling for. And when a woman loves you, your purpose starts to matter to her, not just as an idea but as a lifestyle she's willing to step into. You'll see it in small ways. She no longer complains when your gym time cuts into your calls. She doesn't interrupt your workflow with emotional detours. Instead, she adapts. She learns your cadence, your quiet zones, your chaos. She finds the pockets where she can fit, not to dominate, but to dance. And she brings her own music to the dance without missing a beat. That's the difference between possession and partnership. Real love doesn't ask you to shrink so she can shine. It lets you shine together, side by side, without dimming either of you. A woman who truly loves you doesn't want to escape her life through you. She wants to build with you, not blend into you. So if she's syncing with your rhythm, adjusting without losing her edge, and choosing to show up for your purpose while staying rooted in her own, that's not submission, that's sacred. Because the right woman doesn't complete you, she complements you. And that's a rare kind of peace. Part 5. She loves the man behind the mask. You want to know if she truly loves you? Let her see the man you hide. Not the version you show in public, composed, clever, in control, but the version who's tired, doubtful, quietly breaking beneath the pressure. Most people fall in love with projections, highlight reels stitched together by charm, confidence, and convenience. But love, real love, doesn't need the costume. It needs the courage to remove it. A woman who loves you won't flinch when your armor falls. She won't pity your pain. She won't offer shallow comfort just to silence your silence. She'll stay in the quiet with you. She'll listen not to fix, but to understand. She won't need you to impress her with strength, because she already sees the strength it takes just to let her in. And that's what separates love from infatuation. Infatuation fades when you're no longer entertaining. Love deepens when you're finally human. She won't weaponize your past. She won't retreat from your rough edges. She'll meet your darkness not to save you, not to solve you, but to say, you're still worthy here. Because the truth is, every man has shadows. And the woman who can stand still in yours, without trying to run or change the light, that's the one who sees your soul. Love like that is rare. And if you found it, protect it, nurture it, and grow in it. Because being fully seen and still fully chosen is one of the most sacred things a man will ever know. Part 6. The emotional anchor when her loyalty grounds you. Not every woman stays when the storm comes. Some love your potential. Some love your smile. But the rarest kind? She loves your silence. Real loyalty isn't loud. It doesn't show off in public or need constant reminders. It shows up when you're down, not to fix you, but to sit beside you in the dark, quietly holding space for the man beneath the armor. You'll feel it the night you don't want to talk, the day your confidence fractures, the moment your plans fall apart and you're no longer the strong one in the room. She doesn't panic. She doesn't guilt you. She doesn't ask, "What's wrong?" every 5 minutes. She just stays. Not because she's helpless, but because she's present. And presence, not perfection, is what a grounded man remembers long after the chaos fades. See, most people are loyal when it's easy, when you're impressive, when things are good. But a woman who loves you from her center, not her convenience, becomes your emotional anchor. You don't drift as easily. You don't doubt as often. Because her loyalty doesn't inflate you. It steadies you. Think about that. How rare it is to be loved without needing to perform. How powerful it is to fall apart and still be respected. If you've found a woman like that, she's not a chapter, she's part of your foundation. And if you haven't, don't lower your standard. Because the moment you realize loyalty is peace, not passion, is the moment you stop settling for storms disguised as fireworks. Final reflections and your 7-day anchor challenge. Maybe she really does love you. Or maybe you're just convenient, comforting, predictable. Real love doesn't live in grand words. It breathes in the quiet, in who she becomes when no one's watching. And in who you become when you stop mistaking attention for affection. So here's your challenge, not for her, but for you. For the next 7 days, observe the woman in your life. Not what she says, but what she does when you're not performing. Does she guard your absence like she treasures your presence? Does her love sharpen your character or soften your boundaries? Pay attention. The answers aren't in her lips, they're in her patterns. If this video helped you see love with clearer eyes, not colder eyes, but wiser ones, then consider subscribing to Petals of Stoicism. We don't chase views. We build men with calm minds, strong hearts, and unshakable presence. Drop a comment below with the word "seen" if you've ever looked at love and finally saw the truth behind the performance. And if this message felt like something a brother, a friend, or even your past self needed to hear, share it forward. Sometimes, one quiet video changes everything.